here once again, people, and welcome to yet another episode of the QC-based adventure, exploration-based, whatever you may call this thing. Basically, this time around, we're checking out what looks like it's going to be another compilation server-based, what you would call it, products on dat file. So yeah, it's basically a bunch of different open source stuff. We're going to have to, see when God's name is in here. But yeah, it seems like a wide variety. And anyway, we're back on course. We've gotten past all the different little broken ones. So we're finally getting around to checking out Dark Eye Guided Missile, apparently. Oh, okay. This is version 0.12, made on September 26th of 1996 by Michael R. Bethany, aka Dark One. So yeah, you have a little bit of different things and whatnot in here. You have your multi-skin 1.1 support is fully in here with basically everything that basically means, which essentially means that you got a lot of you basically got the one with Creamer and Homer Simpson and basically all of that one with the old Jason, Deadpool. Basically that older one and whatnot. We saw then another one. And yeah, it seems that multi-skin's been included in whatnot one. This is the only patch I didn't have to touch to make work. Good job! So, yeah, needless to say, that's basically one of the big features here. But we have a couple different things. Let's actually load up the server, and we'll actually, let's load up the level, should I say. And I just compiled it, because I accidentally continue to load up that. My god. See, this is the problem with DOS-bots. You don't remember what exactly you had saved last. So it's like you'll load it up, and you'll be all of a sudden in the middle of a compiling job when you just wanted to play the bloody game. Yeah, I just want a user-friendly experience, and that's kind of why Windows Native is nice. Oh look, server name featuring Dark Guided Missiles. Press 7 to cycle rocket types. Press Impulse 25 for more info on a Dark Eye missile. Okay. So yeah, 7 will basically cycle between the different modes. And Impulse 25 will tell us a bit more. Okay, Impulse 25. Dark Eye Guided Missile uses 2 rockets and launcher. Press 7. Best phone in with the mouse. Mouse look. Else up and down and turn right and left keys. To detonate, press fire again. Okay. It sounds like, yeah, the guided missile we saw before. You can fly your missile to its target with full control. Not only do you control the missile, you can see the view from the missile. Missiles and grenades also will go through teleporters right away. So, here's the regular and here's the Dark Eye, which is awkwardly... these are 2 totally different messages. One's up there, one's down here. It really is a weird context that it, switches from one to the other in a totally different way. Also, it seems to give me the red armor. Oh, look at that. It's like a tinier screen. That's definitely curious. It's like a weird little camera view. That's definitely interesting. I can control this one with relative ease, too. So, that's nice. And oh my god, how much health do I have that I have 356? Really? When I did an Impulse 9, how much health did they give me? That, a shot with a rocket launcher did that. I'm kind of confused with that. Also, why does it give me the Thunderbolts? For some reason, his Impulse 9, broke the Thunderbolt. So you don't actually get the ability to, use the Thunderbolt. Well, that kind of is terrible. And yeah, like I said, for some reason, when you, lose your armor, you end up getting more health. Or you have... No, that wouldn't make any sense either. So you're getting more health when you lose your armor for some reason. That doesn't really make much sense either. Okay, Impulse 9 it. We shoot this at a wall, and yeah, look at that. I lose my armor, I get more health. It's really weird. Okay, grenade launcher. You stand here, you get injured by it will actually... Yeah, basically anything will take down your health, armor completely. But it will also give you basically free extra health for some reason. Rather weird, but not the biggest of differences in the world. Yeah. Let's see here. This is like the first draft of documentation, so there's lots of random stuff thrown in there. It also assumes that you're using Win95 and know how to connect to your ISP. If you aren't using Win95, replace all references to Dark Server or Dark Combat. Basically, you include like some batch files. We don't use them whatsoever because we need to run out through like DOS bots anyway. So yeah, we just end up like using. We could use some of the commands, but really the commands aren't that useful. If we just like make a dedicated server, and that doesn't really help us. So yeah, and also wait a minute here. Where did my crosshair go? Wait a minute here. Where did my bloody crosshair go? Is that like automatically loading? Like, why did my crosshair like disappear on me? When did my crosshair disappear? Now I'm curious if that's because of the mod, or is this just happening? I mean, that'd be weird if that was happening. I guess at some point I made the crosshair disappear. I forget when or why, but yeah, crosshair disappeared. There it is. It's back. Anyway, yeah, the mystery of the Thunderbolt. I'm definitely curious why God's name the Impulse Key is not giving me the Thunderbolt. Yeah, that's rather weird. But let's see here. He had a lot of like sysop commands, but you could do a lot of like different stuff and whatnot. You always will have a spot on your own server with this modification, which really doesn't matter to us because, well, usually I'm always running non-dedicated. I like host like listed servers because dedicated doesn't really work at Quake. So needless to say, totally worthless for dedicated servers. I mean, not dedicated. You can also execute a remote file. Like, on another computer? Like, why would I want to execute a remote file? Why wouldn't I have it, like, all prepared beforehand? I'm not really sure remote files, like... Yeah, this code that just basically says executing remote file. That's literally all it says. That's really pointless. Game, I think this is the most pointless file ever. What is a DRK file, anyway? I don't think I've ever seen a DRK file. I've seen QC files. I'm used to all that. Is a DRK file like just a message file? I'm not really sure. Yeah, needless to say, it's rather curious. I think maybe it's a README files? I'm not really sure. Like I said, it's weird. What in God's name is a DRK file? What is that? Playing with all these different files. I don't know how many modifications I've done. I've never seen a DRK file included with these, so that's a rather curious one and whatnot. What exactly is this? That could definitely be curious. And a quick Google search is revealing nothing. That makes me feel great. I feel like I learned something. I asked for one thing, and well, it looks like, looking it up, it looks like this is the only file out there with a DRK file extension. Well, that would explain why in God's name I don't know what it is. Because this is the only mod in existence that uses it. What? No, that's random. Okay, I'm assuming they're README files because you can't really do much with them. Yeah, game, you can't really reference these, so, yeah. So let's see here. What have we gotten different? Like I said, we got a new Impulse 9 cheat for whatever reason. Let's see here. Is there anything else besides that? You got the guided missiles. We talked about that. He used a lot of Impulse commands. He'll change that later on. You know, it doesn't sound like much. He emulates the sysop functions or whatnot. Basically, you just look in a certain file, and yeah, you basically like can figure out what exactly you can use for the server. Anyway, let's see here. He hates this, but he has a code. He's here to keep this code free. It's provided as is. You take full responsibility. You'll not be held responsible for any losses, real or imagined, from the user's code. Imagined? Who goddamn has imagined losses? For any real reason associated with this code whatsoever. Nor can he be held liable for the sad state of affairs in the Gaza Strip. Okay. It owns the Quake engine, the Quake C engine compilers, the game known as Quake, and all associated trademarks and copyrights. And anything else you forgot to mention belongs to them, including your body. Yes, definitely. Let's see here. Dark-Eyed Guy Missile is the sole intellectual property of Michael Bethany. Michael Multiskin is the sole intellectual property of Dennis Norwich. You have the right to modify, blah, blah, blah. You use it for commercial. You do not have the right to distribute said files. Well, that's amazing. I love when they say that. If you're a commercial thing, you cannot distribute it. And then the commercial thing still distributed it. Like, really, that's sad that they had things saying you shouldn't do that, and they did it anyway. Yeah, you do not have the right to redistribute these files on any medium that you choose to do such as electronic or physical. Okay! That's bloody harsh. If you redistribute the Dark-Eyed Guy Missile, you must distribute the source files too. Even if you make modifications. I gave you this. Don't keep it for someone else. Wow, you're making it absolute strict, aren't you? I have no problem granting you rights, but I must keep control over the distribution through pay services if I want to keep ownership. I'm sorry to be so lame. So yeah. That's basically a way to get around the licenses and whatnot. So yeah, let's see here. If you agree, delete this notice from the client QC or comment it out before compiling. If you do not agree, you must delete all traces of these files from your system you placed it on. Just put a big magnet on your hard drive! That's a joke, people. So yeah, let's see here. So yeah, he's included a lot of different files and whatnot. There's still a little work to do in the code. Please read full instructions, blah blah blah. Yeah, lots of code and whatnot. Like I said, you could comment it out and whatnot if you really wanted to. I didn't really bother commenting it out, but yeah, let's see here. There's a certain code or whatnot which you basically need to do like a secret name for like sysop usage for like ownership. So that needs to be set up or whatnot. And you can like do like the max number of players that you want in your server, and you like define that as well. Sysop isn't something I really care about for the server, just because it's a listen-based server that really like, if it's listen-based, you have like a lot of control because you need to be in there anyway. So it's not really that big of a deal because it's easy to shut down, kill, do whatever you really need to do. Really, this would be all more if you were like on a dedicated server, I guess. But by that time, obviously, there would be better stuff anyway, because it needs to be a fit for GL Quake. So yeah, let's see here. This one spot is always reserved for the sysop. Server name will change the name of your server. Recompile it, blah, blah, blah. Files will not compile if you didn't make the above changes. You must agree to the license to use these files. So yeah, very, very harsh for some reason. He's edited a bunch of different files and whatnot. If you like do different stuff or whatnot, you have to like change the dedicated number to number of players you allow on the server. You have to like change it 2 times, so it's the best way is to buy so far. He has to like enter in impulse commands for sysop into activation. So yeah, lots of different little things and whatnot in there. You basically just put whatever console commands you want to use, like on the remote server or whatnot, and you'd put them in like apparently remote.dark. So yeah, that's the remote server, which we don't really care. That's basically a network drive connection to a server, which allows them to edit the file online. So yeah, if you don't want like multi-skin, it'll keep the memory requirements down and whatnot. Yeah, there's lots of information, but a lot of it just isn't useful. Oh goody, so much bloody stuff. So no additional changes are required if you want to use the server admin functions. There's no reason I can think of. If you want to be like standalone, make sure to press enter at the end of each line or it will cause problems. Yeah, like I said, he has so many ways that you can like install it or whatnot. But yeah, needless to say, a lot of it's just not useful to us. So I'm not really gonna care or whatnot. There's a way to like, he talks about how exactly to like hit things like, you know, with the Dark Eye Guide missile, you have unlimited fuel, whatnot. You can fly through hallways, around corners, through teleporters after the enemy. If you can't bring yourself to use the mouse, the turn rate will stink, but you know, you can use whatever you need. Change the mouse sensitivity. That's not yaw and pitch rates. You'll add this in a late version, but he prefers the mouse so it's low on the priority list. There's a lot of different version history, which we don't really care about. It's just mostly for him. Let's see here. Lots of thank yous, whatnot. Like I said, a lot of different stuff that we really do not care about in the grand scheme of things. So, yeah, basically, like I said, you basically have your code there, and then you have your different things for the server, which is all the different sysop commands. And you have, like, some different sysop commands, which we could see, like, here. Now, the interesting thing is, sysop, if I'm correct, I don't have sysop right now. I should be able to do these commands, right? Right? So if I try and do the no exit toggle, 234 is apparently it. Will this just like prevent me from like doing new exit, or will it work fine still? I mean, it's got deathmatch anyway, and it didn't give me a message. I think it's working. So if we do deathmatch 1, restart. If I do a normal no exit though, it's still gonna work. Like, if I do no exit, set it to 1, no exit would change to 1. Like, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, he doesn't get rid of the normal console commands, he just gives you the ability to have extra commands. So, that really doesn't give you nice sysop because you still get the regular commands everyone can still use. So, if I do instead, what's it called? Impulse 234? That does nothing or whatnot. I can't really do anything with it. Impulse like 235 will like restart the server. As you see, it's not doing anything. That might just be because I don't have like sysop. I didn't set myself up to have sysop. Yeah, like I said, really a lot of it though isn't really useful at all. Like I said, there's a no exit toggle, but like I said, you can see, you can still get control. So, what exactly is it giving me? Like, what's the point? If I can still change, like, if I can still change team play, values, all that. See, this is useful if you're not the main player, like, if you're not creating a listen server. If you're creating a listen server, basically it gives you, like, certain commands, like, other users can't use. So if, like, someone else joined, they couldn't change, like, certain commands in the server. They couldn't, like, change, like, the team play value or certain things like that. Oh, yeah, they also show, apparently, the different weapons in, like, the corner. So it's, like, shotgun, ads. See, as you see, it tells you what weapon you got when you, like, grab it. Give C... No, not C. Give 8. Can't... Where's the Thunderbolt? Why did I not... Oh, wait, because I'm in deathmatch. See, that's the thing. Even, like, certain commands from me, I can't really get. So, yeah, needless to say, like I said, it's like you can't really change team play values or whatnot if you're not the server admin. You can't really, like, change maps or do certain things like that. Of course, you could type in a map command, but that's just gonna boot you from the server. So yeah, like I said, a lot of the stuff you're not gonna be able to, like, get, like, control of anyway. And like I said, a lot of this stuff doesn't really give me, like, the ability to block any of it. It just, it allows me to kick players, which I don't really care about, to like switches through it. It has like a lengthy toggle that you can switch through using impulses 251 and 252. Not really needed. So yeah, needless to say, not that useful. Now, like I said, basically there's a restart server command which we don't really care about. Like I said, because that's basically just a restart command. No exit toggle, same thing. Normal walk mode. Why would I ever want that? There's a regular walk mode. Oh, okay, that's the switch back between no clip and like fly. So it's like if you want to fly around, you have like impulses 238, 237, 236 and whatnot. You can't do that stuff, of course, at like a deathmatch normally. The interesting thing is like a co-op, you get like a lot more freedoms. So it's like a lot of people can kind of do a lot, which stinks. It's kind of one reason like you make a deathmatch server versus a co-op server, just because it gives a lot less control to people. Yeah, there's a cheat command for like God mode in here, remote commands, all that. Really, the main thing I'm interested in is, well, this thing to turn off, like, pausing, but that's, I believe there's something in the server I have set up to, like, already do that. You don't even need, like, an impulse for that one. I just deactivated, like, pause for everyone, so that's not too bad. Now, what exactly is... There's a co-op option. There's, like, 2 different co-op options. There's, like, different impulses. I'm trying to figure out where exactly these are. Like, that's kind of curious, like, where exactly, like, these different game modes. Like, there's co-op 1 and co-op 0, but what are the different co-op modes? What do they do? People, there's different co-op modes, but they don't tell me a single thing what they do. And because of how it works, I'm going to have to, like, probably compile this freaking thing out just to find that out, ain't I? Yeah, oh boy. I mean, then again, I mean, yeah, I think you need to be sysop in order for a lot of these commands to work. It's like, yeah, otherwise you can't do these certain commands. But then it's like, what is even the point? Like, deathmatch 1, 2, 0, 1, and 2 makes sense. Team play 0, 1, and 2. Well, what's team play 2? Isn't that like friendly fire on and then what? What's team play 2? I know team play 1 is like friendly fire on. Team play 0 is friendly fire off. None of the frag-based ones are there to begin with. What's team play 2 in Quake? Now I'm trying to remember what exactly like the different modes are. Yeah, okay, okay, basically, team play on, no friendly fire, and then friendly fire. So, yeah, 0's turn it completely off, and then 2 allows you to have friendly fire in there. So, that's all really that's about. That's not really too bad at all. Yeah, needless to say, not the biggest problem at all. What exactly is like the different co-op modes? Like, what's co-op 1 versus 0 in Quake? Like I said, there's 2 different modes, but what exactly did they give me? Like, why is there 2 different co-op modes? Is that by default? Is that in the vanilla game? Because I do not know what co-op 1 means. Well, actually, no, that means it's turned on. Co-op 0 turns co-op off, and co-op 1 turns co-op on. Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's just the toggle to turn on and off co-op. So it's not actually some special mode. So, needless to say, everything here is totally, like, useless. Like I said, if I'm a person on the server or whatnot that's not the server admin, I can't do a lot of these things. I've tested out, like, pulling off different things, and I can't really do, like, certain of this stuff. So needless to say, for a listen-based server, it doesn't really serve much purpose at all. So, yeah. a rather complex thing that sounds like it's rather useful. I mean, yeah, having a lot of control over the server is probably important, but yeah, this is really only if you're a dedicated server. If you're a dedicated server, then you're going to need it in order for it to like recognize you are the person that created the server. But if you are on a listen server, it's going to work perfectly fine because it'll recognize it automatically. Kind of one of the benefits of using a listen server over a dedicated server. There's not many, but that's one of them. Plus the fact that if you want a more private game, you won't like get it on like hosted lists and all that stuff. And like I said, dedicated doesn't even work with Quake anyway. So yeah, you need like either some different source port or like an unofficial FETs or something like that. Or you can't really get dedicated working on the Quake, GeoQuake. But I'm not really concerned about that at the moment. I never really felt like that was a big deal, why not to have like a listen-based server. It's not exactly something I really like have to like have hosted or like leaving up. It's something that I kind of like pull up and whatnot with people when they want to use it or whatnot, but otherwise nobody really uses it. So why exactly like have something that needs to be like continuously up or whatnot? And so yeah, therefore like a dedicated server. Like I said, there is the benefit of a dedicated server. You can have like a larger number of people, but I'm also never really have that many people at one time. If we ever really got to that point, suddenly it would become useful to have all that stuff, and we need to like expand and like add some extra stuff in there. But for the time being, for the server, a normal listen server, I think suits our purposes much, much better than trying to deal with some dedicated server and having some unofficial stuff thrown in there and just having to have all the sysop stuff that just like sounds like a pain or whatnot to set up. And I'm not even sure how well it will work or whatnot because, well, it gives you the same commands you would normally, so yeah, it's just basically kind of a fits force that way it kind of works like it would in listen mode. Anyway, I've been rambling. I'm basically just saying it's pretty much useless. Really, the biggest thing here was the homing missile. Other than that, it's been pretty much totally pointless. Anyway, thank you all for watching. It's been an adventure as usual. I guess I shall see you all next time.